Hey everyone, my name is Breisha and I am a health and wellness coach. I am the owner of Be Well and Be Free Wellness, and I'm here today to give you our introduction podcast alongside with my co-host Ashton, and I'm going to let her go ahead and introduce herself as well.
Hi everyone, I'm Ashton, the founder of the Disney site and the Disney mom herself. I am a mom of 3 with a passion for Disney.
And together we are bringing the weekly podcast.
Yes.
It is the Be Well and Disney Mom site collaboration. We plan on talking, it's basically going to be an overall lifestyle podcast, talking about everything from planning your Disney vacation to how you can get in shape for your vacation or whatever special event that you have coming up. We're going to try to keep it short, sweet, and simple and to the point every week. As you know, you guys have questions for us, you can feel free to contact us on social media. We'll have all our links below. So today's episode is episode 1, and we're more or less just going to get into the reasons why we started our selective businesses, what they mean to us, and what our overall purpose is in those. So I'll go ahead and start out. I own Be Well and Be Free Wellness. Basically, I'm an independent Beachbody coach. Through that, I help people to not only gain financial freedom, but also overall freedom from whatever they have going on in their life through health and fitness. Health and fitness is a big deal for me. It's a journey that is not just, kind of that quick diet trend. It's something that lasts forever and as a lifestyle. Through that, though, there's different avenues of being well and being free, which is kind of my mantra. Basically, it's to be well in all senses of the way, whether it's, mental health, physical health, financial health, whatever it is. It's all about that purpose, and the being free part of it comes in to have that freedom, to have the time freedom, to have the freedom to spend time with your family, your loved ones, with yourself, whatever it is. It's kind of that overall connection. Through that, I've been able to make some wonderful friends through the internet and off the internet, and Ashton is one of them. And she is currently the founder of the Disney Mom site, so I'll let her explain a little bit more about that to you guys.
Thanks, Bree.
You're welcome.
Well, for me, the Disney Mom site is more so a personal thing rather than, for others. It's my way of sharing something that I am so passionate about, because there are other blogs out there, involving Disney, but I feel like the people who run them don't have a relationship with their viewers, if that makes sense. I just feel like they don't contact with people, like they don't communicate. You know what I mean?
It does make sense. I think overall for me too as well, I'm on that similar perspective.
Yeah.
What I do with my wellness journey, it's my journey, but I put it out there to share because maybe something I'm doing is going to help someone else and change their course of life. And it's the same. It's definitely why it doesn't matter what it is, if it's health and fitness, if it's Disney, if it's your love for being a mom. When you share what your view is and you share what you have going on, people want to listen. Maybe something you're doing with the kids is going to help them with their kids. Maybe something I'm doing like with my diet is going to help. And I really think that's what the essence of our podcast and what our YouTube channel is going to be about, is just giving you that extra kind of word of advice and help that you need to go ahead and make your life better and be beneficial.
Exactly.
You don't have to kind of put it into practice, but maybe it's a secondary option that you have to, go back on and do. And I think that's what kind of connects the two things together is
definitely
you have that overall, it's a lifestyle, whether it be on the Disney end of being a Disney lover, Disney junkie, or whatever you want to call yourself, because we all have different names. It's definitely a lifestyle choice. It's a way we live our lives, and it's something that we enjoy and want to share with other people.
Something that we're passionate about, but we are by no means perfect. We do make mistakes. We do gain weight. We do lose weight. We fluctuate. And, I just think that by having our blogs and our websites, that we can share that with other people, because I know that I was so insecure for the longest time about my hidden Disney obsession. My parents, they're like, you're 26. What's wrong with you? You're not 6, And so I don't want people to have any kind of shame for the way that they feel about something. You know what I mean? Like, I want people to embrace it and love it and accept it. Disney is the happiest place on earth. And that's just what it is.
For sure, and I think that goes with both sides of the story of, it's showing people that they can own up to whatever it is they love, whatever their hobby is or passion is, that you can definitely turn it into a business, which will probably be, that's going to be our next podcast episode, is going to be getting into how to turn what your hobby and passion is into kind of a full-time business to kind of see that return on investment. That's definitely going to be our next episode, is just explaining that out and explaining how to plan that out. But for now, this one, like I said, is going to be more based on why we do what we do, what you can expect, and different things like that. So I think for me, on my end, it's going to be a lot of kind of health and wellness tips at the parks. There's a lot of hidden gems that people don't know about. There's a lot of places down here in Florida. Everybody assumes, like, let me go to Disney and eat. That's going to be the cheapest option. So for me, it's going to be showing you those different tips and different resources to kind of get you through your trip and make your trip that much more cheaper, I guess would be the thing.
Yes.
And to not gain that extra 10 to 15 stubborn vacation pounds and different things like that. Too many of us prep for vacation to want to lose weight and then go ahead and let it all go when we go on vacation, and that's definitely not the way to be at all. So that's kind of that one thing.
And on
there.
my end, it'll be more so lifestyle, family, Disney, how to incorporate it all together, DIYs, just things like that you can look forward to.
For sure. I think, too, it's really important to understand that we're both going to have different perspectives. I'm actually, so a little bit about me, so you guys listening out there know, all of my future Be Wellers. I actually live in Orlando, Florida. I make it kind of my home. It's my playground. I'm a Disney annual pass member, so I always go to the parks as well. And also, I am a really big Star Wars junkie, so you'll probably get more of the Star Wars aspect and Star Wars podcasting from me as well, because I am, my brother and I, that's kind of our connection. So you'll get the family connection from me as well, of different ways to connect. But I have a love for Star Wars. I follow everything from the books to the movies and from things that are canon to now legends. So you'll get more of that content from me for sure. I'll probably do kind of like a 2-minute Star Wars catch-up every podcast we do, just so we know what's going on in the world with that. So you'll get a lot of different content. It's going to be overall lifestyle content. It's going to be something for everyone. Mm-hmm. Definitely more family-based, though, kind of the family thing. Whether it's you're a single mom, you're a family unit, you're an older sister, there's definitely going to be some type of content in it for you to kind of connect and apply to your life. So,
and I think, not trying to interrupt, but I think that is something that is so great about us collaborating, is I've been a single mom. I've been a family, I have kids. I've been a working mom. I've been a stay-at-home mom. You've been, the big sister, you don't have the kids. So you can also share the aspect of what it's like for single people. You know what I mean?
For sure. It's definitely, I tell people all the time when they ask me, why go to Disney without kids? Or how is it fun going to Disney when you're teenagers or almost adults? And it's a different perspective.
It is.
Every time you bring someone new to the park, whether it's like an 8-year-old or it's a 17-year-old, you get a fresh new, like, wow, this is really cool. This is kind of like it's a different perspective of, like, for me, the first time my little brother ever went to a Disney park, he was already a teenager. He was already 15. So, when they go at 2, 3, 4, 5 years old, it's like this ingrained thing, like, oh my God, there's Mickey, there's Pluto, there's Stitch, whoever. But when you're 15, you're like, oh, there's no way someone's going to have that aha, wow factor in them. And you still do. You definitely still do. It's just a different wow. It's different things to be wowed with.
On our last trip there, it was Mason's first trip. We went for his first birthday. And it was also my sister-in-law's boyfriend's first trip. And he's 23. And seeing not just Mason, how Mason responded to everything, but seeing how Zach responded to everything, it truly warmed my heart because he's never been. And it just like reignited the magic for me. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like the magic was just there overall. It's a magical place, but when you go with people who it's their first time, like you said, it's completely different perspective. And it's even more magical than when you just go.
For sure, I definitely agree, and for me too, it's definitely an experience every time. It's something different. I don't think you get to experience everything just on your first trip. I mean, that's with anything, obviously, but you definitely don't. You definitely see something new every time. You spot something new. I mean, there's always stuff new going on and different things like that. So.
Totally
I think
agree.
It's all about kind of that connection and that making that memory that's going to last. And that's just what life is all about in general is. So if you think that you're only going to hear about kind of Disney content in here, that's not true. There are going to be other different things that we're going to present to you as well. As far as, different ways to make memories with your family. They don't necessarily have to be on the most expensive ways either. Like, for example, there's so many different ways to connect with families and keep families connecting together. One of my number one big things that I always suggest on the health and wellness end is having like a day or two a week where you go on a 20-minute family walk. Walking is so beneficial, not only health-wise to go walking, but as a family, when you do it, it really harbors that connection. I know for me growing up, I remember my mom, my dad, my grandma, my brother, my sister, and my cousins that lived with me. We would go to the walking track and walk. And hey, it doesn't seem like a big deal to walk around a walking track, but it is. It's that ultimate connection and building. So there will also be content like that we're going to give to you that's going to be about building up, even if it's that momentum for that Disney trip or building up that thing for your birthday of how to make that connection, how to make it easier,
or just
and
completing
ways
a goal. You setting a goal, us helping you get through that just by, words. One of the greatest memories that I have with my mom is when I enlisted into the Army, I could barely run a mile. And we have to run 2 miles for a PT test. And one of the greatest memories that I have with her is, up until I had to leave, I was home for a few months, we would go running every single day. And when I was able to run a mile in 9 minutes, that was one of the greatest things that I've ever felt. I felt accomplished. I felt, a sense of achievement there. And simply just by going for runs with my mom.
And that's what it's all about, is building that connection and really harnessing it to remember. I think other content that you can definitely expect to hear from us as well is there's going to be a lot of entrepreneurial-based topics. There's going to be some podcasts where we're going to have that they're going to be purely based on how to kind of set up a, whether it be, a podcast or a website or an app. There's going to be that kind of behind-the-scenes look of how we run our businesses and how really it's, when you do at-home businesses like this, it's kind of all a very similar format of how to build them. So there will be that perspective of it as well, just to kind of show you to get you more engaged. On another note, too, we are always looking for people who want to further collaborate with us or who want to have a guest spot, especially if you're a Disney lover or if you're, kind of in the wellness field. We're definitely looking for guests and looking to set that up. So if you're kind of interested in that perspective, reach out to one of us or both of us, get a hold of us to kind of get that going. That's always another thing additionally as well.
We also, sorry, I got distracted. We also will be updating things that are happening inside of the parks, outside of the parks, whether that be, new things to fitness, new protein shakes that you can take, new gyms opening up, anything, related to that and lifestyle changes we will be discussing on this channel with you. And when we are in and out of parks, we will be vlogging to show, because there are some people who have never been and some people who sadly will never ever get to go. And so that is our way of sharing the magic with you. Vlogging, showing you what it's all about. And again, bringing you an affordable way to do things, whether that be DIY workouts because you can't afford to go to the gym, a cheaper alternative for this and for that. That's what we're here to do, because just like Bree said, this is life. We're not all perfect. We're middle-class citizens. We're not rich by any means. We live on budgets.
Not yet, at least. Not yet.
We live on budgets. I have 3 kids. I'm on 1 income. So, we do budget things and we make things work. You just gotta figure it out. What is a priority to you might not be a priority to me. And there's no judgment with that. Absolutely no judgment. But that's what we want to do. We want to bring our passions to you, share our passions with you, and kind of like help you make your life just a tad bit easier. Because I am a mom of 3 boys, and life does get a little hectic. And there are days where I want to just like rip my hair out. But then I remember there are people who have it worse than me. I have been a single mom. And when I look back, I'm like, geez, I don't want to go back to that. Like, I think I'm struggling now with 3 kids, but life back then was totally different. And so there is no judgment. We welcome everybody because we've been through things. We're relatable people. There isn't really anything that we haven't been through.
True, and I think that's another great thing to highlight is this kind of overall podcast experience. You're going to get a lot of realness. You're going to get a lot of, this is what the struggle was about, but how to take that struggle and really turn it into something that people can connect with and build with. I know for me, it's, really interesting to see that, people are like, oh, you're single, you must have tons of time. I do still have that family component actually in my life as well. So it's very interesting to see how people kind of definitely manage their time and how they kind of incorporate things all together with different things like that. You're also, too, with our podcast, you'll get updates kind of on both of our businesses. So for me, I'll be letting you know what my monthly challenge group is, what my monthly fitness challenge group is going on. I also run free groups as well, so you'll be getting exposed to that too. So you'll have a chance to really interact with us and learn more about us on the business end, on the personal end, and kind of what we do with different routines and stuff like that. So it's going to be a lot more than just your average weekly podcast. It's going to kind of be like an immersive lifestyle brand kind of takeover within the next few weeks as well too. We'll be kind of launching an application as well, so you can be more interactive with us and learning different things and get that overall experience. So I think overall it's just going to be a really immersive connection into what kind of our lifestyle per se is, the different things that we love, the different things that we might hate, different reviews. So it's just going to be a combination of really cool, really nerdy different tips from just 2 really regular, normal girls just sharing with you what they've learned, what they've been through, and kind of really getting that focus and different things like that. So that's kind of all that I have for today on this end. So I'll leave it to Ashton, and then we'll wrap it up from there, and we'll let you know what to expect and when to expect it next.
I just want to say before we end this that Bree and I we're good role models. And, in today's society, you can't really be who you want to be without judgment. And so here, there is no judgment. You can comment whatever you feel. There's no hatred. I mean, we all have different views, but I just want everyone to feel comfortable. I don't want anyone to feel like they can't be who they want to be when on our social media accounts or, when commenting or messaging us. Like, you can be who you are. Don't feel some kind of way. I just ask that there be respect. There has to be a mutual respect. If I'm going to respect you, I expect the same thing back, but I would never disrespect a person based on their views. I just want that to be said. We just want to be role models because in this world, it is hard to be a woman. Not saying I'm a feminist, but it is hard to be a woman, and especially growing up to become a woman. Like, we want everyone to be successful in this world. And so this is just a positive place where you can come and hear things that are probably happening in your life too, so you don't feel as alone.
For sure. It's definitely, we're both, it's all about being in the positive, having a lot of positivity, and just sharing and in that nature. So, like I said, this was kind of just our introduction podcast, just introducing ourselves, our purpose, our why, what to expect, what we're all about. Like I said, next episode is definitely going to be probably better formatted,
Yes.
and more focused overall on how to really turn that hobby or passion into a business, and kind of how to create more content and how to really build that follow. That's going to be what's coming up next. And as always, guys, that's all that I have. So what I'm going to leave you with today is, to all of my Be Wellers, guys, as always, be well, be free, and enjoy.
I don't have Be Wellers, but I love everybody.